those won't be until later there, Connor. Right now I'm just trying to get the base 9th painted as best I can. So that way I can show them off to y'all when I'm done. As it is, I have to go back through and fix most of the models because I didn't do a very good job on the first run with painting. Because, as you know, I have big doofus hands, and I got paint all over some of the models, which was very annoying. But thankfully, I'm almost done painting the arms and hands and like the annoying bits. So that means I will be moving on to the actual figures themselves, working on them a little bit more here soon. Just trying to get these crevices. Sid, I'm gonna kick your ass here soon. Yeah, I need to cut him. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Work's been absolutely crazy because with this whole fucking shutdown that we're experiencing in my area right now, I've been having to pull extra duties and everything, and have been so freaking just having to deal with it all. It's certain, things are being not maintained as a result. Damn it. I got that complete underside of the arm painted black. Damn it. It's annoying. Very, very annoying. Normally I wear gloves, and I forgot to put the gloves on actually tonight, so normally you wouldn't see my freakishly long nails. As a result, move my palette over a little bit so it's not flopping about. My dad actually allowed me to take this stabilizer because he and I. Damn it, that's too much. Freaking idiot. He and I used to do models when I was a lot younger. He was also very much into rocketeering and everything, so he had a bunch. He still has a bunch of his old rocket gear and launch pad and some other pretty cool stuff, but I never really quite got into all that when I was young. I enjoyed doing models. Those were fun, doing those with my father, but the rocketeering was more difficult and expensive, and I quickly caught on when I was younger to how expensive it was going to be and to be able to do and everything. I think rocketeering is still a lot of fun. I just, for the price to be able to do it and maintain your ships and everything, and then just to be able to get the various engines you need to be able to get the damn things to take off, it's too much. So made sure Dad got the hint that I wasn't interested in rocketeering, so he'd save money, and we figured something else out we could do together as a father-son thing. Models were pretty much the thing for us when we were younger, but again, I don't have a whole lot of. I'm not very good with patience and sitting for long periods of time trying to manipulate something like a plastic model and trying to paint it the way exactly how I want it and all this other jazz. So plus, as you guys can see, I don't have the steadiest of hands when doing this stuff, and even with the assistance of this magnifying stand clipper thingy majobber, still having a little bit of difficulty. Not a little. Still having difficulty trying to keep within the lines of the model's joints and everything because I have difficulty manipulating the brush how I want. So his entire inner arm portion is just black now. And actually with that, that's pretty much the end of painting the arm joints black. So now I just need to go back through with some Corax white and retouch all of these arms and everything. This brush is pretty much pure black at this point. Alright, so, okay. Well, now it's actually going in here and actually painting the figures. Getting them going. Figures I'd be out of frame. I kind of already resigned myself to the fate, knowing that I had to go back through here and redo all these guys with Corax White because of how shitty my lines are. One thing I know I'm gonna do next time I get more models and before I actually glue them all together like I've done with these guys is I'm just gonna leave them kind of unglued and deal with painting them all individually, so I don't have this issue of where I can't paint very well. Oh, you dumb, stupid. The more I try not to hit certain areas, the more often I'm hitting those areas. God damn. Part of the reason why I've been kind of putting off actually painting these guys for a bit has been, I forget what it's called, but I have a condition where my eyes, when I try to focus too much on something, will do this weird thing where like I'm so focused on this one thing and then all of a sudden they'll just, hold on. So straight eyes, my eyes are looking straight forward, and I start getting really focused, and after a little bit my eyes will go like that. Like I just lose complete and utter focus. Like they'll go up or down or just completely different ways, and I just get very disoriented when I'm working on items, like models or even reading. Like that's another reason why I haven't really been. I used to read all the time. Like I got in trouble so much in high school because I would do all my classwork and all my homework and everything in class, and I would just sit there and read for the remainder of it, and I got into so much trouble for that. Multiple times I had books taken away from me because I wouldn't sit there and pay attention to what the teacher was trying to teach, or um, I wouldn't listen to instruction, frankly, because I was bored and I hated high school. High school sucked. I kind of miss it because, you know, in high school you didn't have to worry about all the shit that you have to worry about nowadays. You know, you show up, kind of half asleep, meet with your friends for a little bit before first period rings, and then you take off for your classes, and then you know you just kind of do your thing. And I kind of miss it, and kind of don't, because like I said, I was so bored with school. I hated it. I was so happy when I got to senior year of high school and I could take off. I had my sixth period was free, and I was able to go out and leave campus an hour early and everything. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm going back through and I'm gonna retouch all the armor, get that chain, get this whole horrible line work redone, because oh my god, so irritating. I'm trying to make sure I get nice crisp lines where I need them, and my hands are just shaking so damn much. It's difficult. Darn, thank you. So, but other than that, everything else has been going pretty well. You know, work's been pretty steady. Um, we lost a couple people this week that were had very crucial roles, i.e., they were collections. So I mean, they were the people going out. They were in charge of going out and getting the money people owed us, and yeah, the one was doing a pretty bang up job, but the other one was not so much. Um, she got fired earlier this week, and then I just found out today the other one that was with us quit. Apparently, she couldn't handle the workload, so she's like, "Yep, no, I'm done," and said that she would not be returning. So, which kind of sucked because I had just finished teaching her a bunch of really important, things, so I can be able to handle my call volume and, you know, do my job, and that, you know, I've been getting chastised for not being able to do because I'm having to do all this extra work and everything, and then she ups and leaves, and now I'm having to go back and finish up what she didn't do, which turns out she didn't do a whole lot. Like she bragged a little bit, but I mean, other than that, she was rather pleasant to work with. I kind of missed that. But at the same time, you know, when somebody leaves, you quickly find out what kind of actual person they are, as a worker. Because after she left, we quickly found out why. She was doing a pretty good job of collections. However, we found out that she wasn't actually doing all the work that we were asking of her. I mean, she would get most of it done, but there's always a little bit. There's paperwork missing and everything. So I work with a very large national company that handles a lot of large end clients like Home Depot, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, and everything. So, and I had just finished teaching her literally about like a week ago, everything that she needed to know to be able to handle the client and or handle that national contractor, including, you know, what it was expected of her on paperwork, how to work with the technicians, what she needed to get from the technicians when they got back from being out in the field, and all this other stuff. And on the whole, she she was not keeping up to her end. So unfortunately, I'm now back to square one of having to do absolutely everything myself, which is kind of annoying because I have the second highest call volume in my company when it comes to actually calling out to people and telling them like, hey, your fire extinguishers are coming due, and everything. So it really sucks because it, you know, puts us down manpower wise, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of a shame that we couldn't, you know, figure out what we could have done to make it better, you know, environment for her. Because I know she was having some issues. Either her or her kid was having some medical issues late, so she was like constantly having to leave early or whatever to go and deal with that. And you guys are still not able to see everything very well. I'm trying my best to remember. I need to put up like a little grid or something to remind myself where you guys. Oh, that was horrible. How much you guys can see. Where you can see it. Another thing too is I have difficulty sometimes with depth perception and talking, as you guys all very much are well acquainted with. I'm very bad. Oh god, very bad when it comes to speaking. It's actually kind of funny today. I have one of my managers is used to be part of the National Guard as an artillery captain. yeah, fire control officer and everything. Oh my gosh, I really got the side of him. Like, holy crap, look at that. Again, you can't really see very well. I got his entire, like, half right there. Major battle scar. There you go. I was chatting with him today, or I was on a phone call with a client, and the guy was a prior duties veteran himself, and it was kind of funny in that when you asked me to, talk kind of civilized, I have a little more difficulty talking. But I started talking with this guy. He was prior duty Marine, and he and I started chatting and everything. He's like, "Yeah, I've got these, those, large shipping crates things that you see on ships and come from China and all that other crap." So I just started talking to him like, "Oh yeah, you need connexes and everything." So I just started talking the lingo and everything because that's what I'm most comfortable with. And he's like, "Yeah, those things. You gotta be like prior duty or active." And I just told him like, "Yeah, I'm state guard and I'm a reservist, but I know exactly what you're talking about. So let's get you going." And he started asking me like, "Oh, okay, well, what about all the webbing and all this other stuff?" I'm like, "Well, you're talking about TA-50. You're gonna want to have a extinguisher or some type of fire suppression system that's going to be nearby that can be able to handle all that, because I mean it's TA-50 and field equipment. That shit's going to go up super quick if exposed to fire. You don't have some type of equipment." And my manager just happened to be walking by, and he's without skipping a beat, I'm like, "Yeah, dude, if you got TA-50 in there and you've got all this other stuff, yeah, you're gonna want to have an extinguisher in there. You're also want to." And he just, without skipping a beat, and I followed right along, repeated everything to the guy, and he's like, "Oh my god, you guys really are, you know, you guys got some veterans or something going on in there. At least you guys know what the hell you're talking about." So he's been a long time customer as well with us, which made things pretty easy. So it was nice. Oh my god. Ugh. Big doofus hands. Again, I hate how I get everything else that I don't want painted. The area I want painted, I can't get whatsoever. What the literal hell? Trying so hard to be steady and precise, and yeah, I'm feeling epically at it. I think I might reach out to a commissioned mini builder here in my local area and see if I can try to get some help with the next batch of minis that I do in the future. Because yeah, I have special meaning behind making this first platoon of troopers and everything, but I made promises to do it. I plan on finishing it up, but I think I might have to get someone else to actually make my more professional troopers when I go out and do actual events and everything at the local game shop for any tabletop matches that I do. So right now this is, it's just getting worse. No, try to learn yourself. If you can't just expect to be perfect on your first go. I don't try to expect to be perfect on my first go around. I am so infuriated with how shitty my job work is. I've remodeled houses, I've built sheds, I've, painted houses, I've done electrical work, Some of it had to require a lot of really delicate work at times, but this is way more delicate work than I'm used to. And yes, I'm using that one guy that you streamed, Fo. Or you sent that video to me, where he was working on the stormtroopers. Yes, I did watch it, and yes, I am trying his technique. It's kind of working, kind of not, because I'm still having that issue of I'm adding a little too much water. In other news, yeah, this whole coronavirus shit. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but it's getting to the point where everyone in my area is getting super freaked out. Some people not so much, but other people are really freaked out about this. And where my entire town is getting to the point where it's about ready to completely shut down. All the schools in the area have shut down. Many businesses have closed their doors for this next week or so. And my job actually has even taken measures as well, in the form of canceling all vacations for the foreseeable future, which kind of sucks for some of the guys who are, have been with the company for a good amount of time, and all of a sudden all their vacation time is being, you bloody bastard. Vacations are being canceled as a result. I mean, it was kind of funny yesterday. Funny, not funny. I was joking with one of the guys in my office, I'm not taking it too seriously right now, because, I watch Disneyland. If Disneyland closes down, then, we needed to actually take this kind of seriously, because Disneyland never shuts down during one of these stupid hype fests that the media likes to throw around and shit. And then, like, about maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, I get a text from one of my best friends saying, like, hey, yeah, so you guys are aware Disneyland has closed its doors all the way through the end of March. So I'm like, all right, quick announcement, guys. Disneyland has shut its doors. Time to be serious. So, yeah, so we'll I'm keeping tabs on things. I have some access to more accurate numbers about what's going on, or accurate information as I can get, because I have family that works for this government and in some portions of the emergency response systems. I myself am a part of the emergency response, being a member of the state guard. So I get a little bit more up-to-date live data in some regards, but at the same time, I'm still kind of in the dark as well as with everyone else. with how all this is going and all that. So, and I have a weaker than normal immune system, so I have to be I'm being a little bit more proactive with how, I'm doing things, how I'm interacting with certain people. You know, I'm just trying to be a little bit more aware than what I already normally am, which I have to say I think I'm a fairly, healthy individual when it comes to personal hygiene, unlike certain people I've met. But there's always improvements to be made. So, hey, look at that, the flying through the figures. I'll be almost done with this fucking plaque. Just have to go back with a more finer detail brush and hit up these visors and everything, and then I can start going back through and focus on redoing my lines, getting the botched areas that I did. My big doofus hands. So, but going back to, talking more about Star Wars and more cooler, fun things. So I've actually reached out to a mod group called Legion Studios, and for a mod team that is running a group in the game I like to play a lot called Arma 3, and a unit that I currently manage and run called the 9th Assault Corps. And earlier this week I put out a request for supported unit status and be officially recognized in the community known as Star Sim within Arma to regain my status as commander of the 9th Assault Corps again. And this last week we've been just blowing it out of the water with recruiting. It's amazing, honestly. I don't understand it, how quickly we got a lot of people. But we had somebody who was part of another community reached out to that community and told them like what we do, how we play, which is very similar to how that community works and everything. And a lot of members of that community have decided to jump over and join us to play on the weekend, primarily on Sunday when we do our ops, including even that other unit commander, which was surprising, I found, but very much cool, because that means I have a lot more people now that will make missions a little bit more interesting. Excuse me, thirsty. It is currently about 82 degrees Fahrenheit in my apartment, because I am on the east side of my apartment complex, and it's now nighttime. Yeah, it's about nighttime, but it's still about 82 degrees in my apartment, so it is blistering hot. and very annoying. I don't like it how hot it gets in my apartment in the afternoon, so you can only imagine what summer is going to be like here. I'm trying to clean up my paint well, because the black is very good at collecting pigment, drying up, and letting the pigment dry on itself. And it's kind of annoying, actually. Plus, again, with how warm it is in my apartment, it is making the paint dry very quickly. So I'm trying to paint as quickly as possible, which I think is part of the reason why some of my lines are really bead. Collect some of this pigment and go back into the well. Okay. And of course I got my nail a little bit. So, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the comments below, or you know, in the stream, so that way I can try to interact with y'all. Because that's one thing I like to do, is I like actually, you know, kind of, oh wow, he really has a black chin. I like chatting with y'all when I do this, because it's, you know, it's interactable. It's something to do. You know, I sit on a phone and talk with people all day, every day. So I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a grind, but you know, at the same time, I do enjoy talking with the other people. It's not very often I get to talk to people about, you know, some of the same interests. You know, granted, I have the, you know, a community I can chat with for the most part on a lot of things, but you know, it's always nice to have new people to talk to. Come on, get in the crevice that I want you to get into, not all over everything else. Thank you. Stupid thing. And I'm painting my monitor. Fuck. Well, at least it's not the actual screen of the monitor, but it's the frame. Yep, I just did it again. I think part of my issue as well is I think I'm using the wrong size brush. I think the brush might be a little too big. Alright. I gotta deal with what I got. I don't want to ruin my really fine point detail paint brushes, because really it's gonna put me in a tough spot. Let's close this well down a little bit so that way it doesn't dry out on me. Okay, now. Woo! Okay, really fine. Let's focus on these these visors and let me grab my reading glasses. See if maybe these guys will help. These ones normally give me a super bad headache, but because these are like 2.75 times magnification. That's too fine. Too fine of a bristle. Okay, do I have something that's a little better? No, it's too big. That one's definitely not big enough. Let's try this one. If you guys have any questions regards like the paint brushes and everything that I'm using, these are $5 paint brushes that I got from Walmart a couple weeks ago. Yeesh. Yeah, that pigment's getting real bad. Nope, nope. Damn it. You know, it's kind of funny is over this last week, I've been kind of playing some Battlefront 2 again. And I was trying to find something uh within the available skins on the game that would be as close as possible to the Ninth Assault Corps colors. And originally, I've been kind of using the 41st Elite Corps, but apparently there's been a change in the game, and the 41st Elite Corps has changed colors. So you have the original Ranger detachment, which is the troopers in the actual camouflage that you see in episode 3. But when you look at this 41st, I'm just getting paint all over his helmet, damn it. When you look at the 41st now, normally they have just gray armor. But recently there's been some type of update to the 41st appearance in the game, and now they're rocking the 9th Assault Corps green. So I know Commander Gree, you know, he was in charge of the 9th Assault, the 41st Elite Corps Green Company, so I think that's primarily what they're trying to go for, possibly, but it's very similar to the green that we use in Arma for the Star Sim. So I thought it was a little bizarre, but kind of cool as well, that an actual large company like DICE or whatever might be actually changing a little bit of lore. And I didn't get any pigment on that whatsoever. They changed the lore or something now. DICE has been kind of been in hot water for doing that lately anyways. So, because there's a couple items, things they've done in the game that are actually not to lore at all. So, it's interesting. And they've also changed up the camo pattern, or the actual armor design pattern as well for the 41st. It's not how it's supposed to be. It's way, way different. So I'm just perplexed as to what it is they're actually trying to go for in the 41st Elite Corps now in Battlefront 2. So I need to get my neck a break. I'm hunched over on this. My neck is killing me. So I also have not really been doing a whole lot with streaming of late, because I've just been super busy and everything with work, and I've been getting home and just kind of like not really down to do anything other than laze about in front of the computer and, you know, and deal with that kind of stuff. So but it's now Friday. It's time for the weekend. Have some fun. I did have plans to go out and run some errands this weekend, but that is not going to happen, because the locations that I need to go to run my errands are closed because of the coronavirus, which is very annoying, because I kind of need to go and take care of a few things during the day. But, you know, fuck me, I guess. So, What I'm gonna do is actually I'm going through and some of the guys have a couple of the guys actually, excuse me, um, uploaded some armor templates for custom armors that they want, and I'm just gonna showcase a little bit of what they've done so far, and kind of what we're looking at here in the Knights custom armor design. Now, one thing we're kind of going to be working on is a little bit more uniformity with how the templates are supposed to look and everything. So let's see, switch, turn that off. Let's go to window capture. Maybe? No, not window capture, display capture. Ah, there we go. Um, so take a quick look. So some of these you guys have probably already seen from previous items. This one was a kind of just a generic trooper thing. This thing over here was supposed to be some blaster damage, but that's going to be removed. This is the symbol of the Vorskr company, which is the Ninth Assault Corps that we have going on. This gray chin area. So with the Ninth Assault Corps, we kind of have more color codes. We do have color codes that we kind of help signify rank. NCOs typically have a gray chin and seal area, so this one kind of signifies that this would probably be a custom trooper for a custom helmet for a NCO or a higher. So pretty much like I would say maybe a senior corporal, pretty much more of a sergeant on up. This one I call the Wonder Woman helmet just because of how this arrow thing is kind of set up. It's just absolutely hilarious. But it's not a bad design. I kind of like it. Let's see what else we got going on. This was just a basic 1-1 helmet. So our first platoon is, this is a trooper from first squad of first platoon, and 1-2 second squad. Very simple, very easy to tell. This was a custom helmet for phase 2 for one of our troopers named Blatchy. He's actually one of the ARCs as well in the unit as well, but he's actually going to be running his ARF for the foreseeable future for right now. His custom armors, he was very much a big fan of kind of Captain Rex, and kind of his armor's a bit influenced as a result. That's a blank ARF Trooper helmet. This one is actually a recent helmet design that was just submitted as of yesterday, I think. This one is by our Clone Sergeant Hawk. So he's got a hawk on the front of his helmet right there on the crown, with the wings spreaded out. Very basic design, very easy enough to do. Another blank template, lots of blank templates. Here's another Blatchy custom armor that was created. This one was just kind of like a basic trooper, because there was a period of time where we were just kind of like, I don't know, we didn't know exactly how we're gonna get the troopers, what a basic trooper was going to look like, and this was kind of the design I was kind of looking at first, but we decided not to actually go with that one, so we went with a different one. This one is actually custom helmet for our second platoon leader that we ever had, which by a gentleman by the name of Dirt. His actual helmet in game is actually red right here in the visor area and everything, but he was actually a lieutenant, so it was actually corrected to blue, but we haven't actually gone about going in game and correcting it per se. There's another Blatchy helm that was submitted. However, this one was denied. If I remember correctly, I think it was just there was too much stuff going on with it, with all these extra symbols and everything, because how the helmets are set up in game for texture artists to deal with. Getting an actual symbol like the Mandalorian elephant, I call it the elephant symbol here, you guys would be able to tell me better. It just wouldn't work very well. You would have to use a program kind of like, oh, I forget what the name is of it. It started with a P though. Really good program. Let's see, more blank templates. So this one is another helmet design that was submitted. This one is for an ARC trooper, actually, by the name of Grixis. He was actually one of our original Republic Commandos, but I've currently at this time deactivated the commando section, so Grixis has fallen back to becoming the platoon ARC at the moment. So this is his custom helmet and his armor right here. So that's a side profile from the back, another side profile, and then there's the front. So his I don't think would take too much. We've got a couple guys in the group now that are texture artists that have been wanting to get their hands on making textures and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sick them out on doing that. So here we go. Here's the phase 1 armor. This is the phase actual armor scheme that I'm going for with these trooper minis that I'm working on. So you'll see it's very simple, just exactly like the phase 1 armor. Commander role, yeah, you got the orange, yellow stripes and the 4 dots. Captain, same thing. The designs are very simple. Phase 1 helmet, this is a basic trooper. I'm not looking forward to painting these, every single one of these guys. It is not going to be completely fun, particularly with dealing with the Mohawks. So, like I said, you know, color signifies rank, depending on who it is. Sergeants are green, so they got the green stripe, versus regular troopers where they had no stripe. Here's the basic trooper for the phase 2 armor. So you'll see that they have just a green midriff. They've got the gray forearms. They've got a gray triangle with the original phase 1 stripe down the middle. This one is actually custom armor set up by one of our guys by the name of Reese. This is his custom set of armor that he's looking to get put in. I've gone ahead and approved it. However, I'm probably going to deny the writing here on the back just due to how the helmet is set up in texture format. It's been a little while since I've actually looked at it. In the phase 2 armor, the rank is signified again by color scheme, but we kind of have it more. This has been revised since the last time I've actually worked on this, so we have decided to go away with having gray kneecaps right here and gray or green handguards, and the only difference that you would see is on the right shoulder and tricep bicep area is the color rank of the individual. Certain specializations like EOD and medics will have their actual symbol here on the side of it. So you'll see like a red stripe with the Republic medic symbol right here signifying a medic, or you'll see a EOD trooper will have the orange stripe but with the EOD bomb on it. So here's the captain basic, you know, 9th captain. I have actual custom armor, so mine's a little different looking. Here's a phase 1 trooper, or sorry, phase 2 trooper helmet. Very basic, very easy to go. Commander, again with we have the gray seal and chin kind of set area, signifying higher than our NCO. NCOs just kind of have the gray fin; they don't have a green mohawk. Blank template. This is actually for our current pilot Reaper. His has been approved. However, I went ahead and denied the emblems on the ear cups and these 2 emblems here in the front, just because they're not really to lore. I'm kind of allowing the Reaper, because that is his name. These are just some extra symbols. That is the Vornsker company. It's just colored white. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Who is doing that helmet? Which helmet was that? You got to be a little bit more specific. I didn't pay attention to chat. Violet helmet. I'm not sure, honestly. Again, I'm gonna have the new guys who are gonna be making the armor. They're gonna be the kind of ones that are gonna be playing with that. Um, so I don't know. It's gonna be probably Primal, Jaeger, or it's gonna be Shrek. One of those three guys is probably gonna be handling it. I'm gonna be having a meeting with them probably not this weekend, but probably next weekend to discuss how we're gonna actually do the armors, who's in charge of doing what. I gotta go back through from my files and see if I still have some of the old textures and everything. Fo, if you have some, I would appreciate if you still have those. I know you do, actually. Can you send me those textures again so that way I can then forward it to those guys so I can get them kind of going, working on those armor templates, and then we can work with you on getting those set up in the config. So, alright, let's get back to it with painting these guys. I'm going to go at this for probably another half hour or more, and then I'll probably call it a night, and it's been a long day. So, where is that one? There it is. Okay, I will do that after the stream. I'm just giving you a forewarning. Besides, you're the only one actually watching at the current moment. I don't have anyone else watching other than bots. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's pigment. I just haven't really been getting on the TeamSpeak to begin with. Yes, I've been jumping on the 9th a little bit more than the 8th, but so the last couple nights I've jumped on, there's been no one in the TeamSpeak on either end. So too much. I'm forgetting to do the little chin mark. Fuck. think that's it. Alrighty, I think that's about got it. I think I finally have all the troopers looking like basic troopers. Of course, they're not going to look great. Change that focal. Turn off this huge light as well. There we go. Yeah, no, it's not the best one. I got it off Amazon for like $30, I think. So, but yeah, that's about it. Those are pretty much, that's 3 squads out of a full platoon. So, definitely going to be working on them a little bit more here, possibly over the weekend. Now that, well, it's the weekend and all my plans got pretty much canceled on me, unfortunately. So, I'm going to go back through and tomorrow morning work on them and just kind of get them all kind of cleaned up and take care of all the horrible line work that I did and just kind of make them a little bit more even. Once that's done, then they're going to go up on the shelving units above me. You can kind of see the guys way, figure out, over there. There's the first squad way over there. So I got to bring him back, bring him over here to where the rest of the platoon's at, and just clean up all the horrible line work I did. Once that's done, then I will go back to work on actually putting the 9th scheme onto these minis and then going from there. Again, these guys are all phase 1s, and I'm still back ordered on all the phase 2. Like, I have one squad of phase 2 that I'm still waiting for. I'm waiting on the ARC troopers, and I'm waiting on the TX-130 Saber tank as well. So once I get all that stuff in, then I'll be able to work on those and everything. But right now, they aren't projected to show up until like almost June. And these things got released like late February. So I'm really on a long wait list before I can actually get these guys. So other than that, I don't have anything further for tonight. Just stand by. We're going to be doing some stuff tomorrow for sure with the 8th Shock Troop Battalion, Halo Arma 3 unit that I'm with, and then on Sunday is going to be the 9th Assault Corps main operation. I might stream a little bit of playing, like, Star Wars Battlefront 2 a little, but that's kind of what we're looking at this point. So if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer them as best I can. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and this is Nightwolf signing out.